Welcome back, Ed, an amazing mover and shaker today. Suli Garcia, founding president of Knock and Drop Iowa. You're doing such incredible work. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for the invitation.
What you do for the community is filling such a need, such a void. So tell our viewers who are not familiar with you, what Knock and Drop is about.
Knock and Drop is about the first and only Latino food pantry. And when we're saying Latino, we're saying culturally specific. So we want to make it so easy for you guys. Do you love Mexican food?
Yes.
Do you love Puerto Rican food?
Yes, and I was raised on Mexican food, by the way. So
Salvadorian food. And so we tell people, if you love our food, what makes you think we don't love our own food? And so we started because of the pandemic. People were losing their jobs and families were getting a hold of me at work. I work for the Des Moines Police Department. And so families were telling me, hey, I'm in need of assistance, blah, blah, blah. And so I started calling places around and I realized that there was a huge gap and barrier. And we created Knock and Drop Iowa. Why? Because the pandemic was here and we thought knock and we drop it, right? So we were actually taking it to people's houses. And then now we've turned into a full-blown nonprofit. Not only do we service and we help the Latino community and we give food that's culturally specific, but we give out coats with grants. We've now, we give out laptops to first generations. I mean, there's so much more that we do. We just got our first grant, Community Catalyst grant, that's going to be able to provide us education for health assistance for the community. And this was a partnership with Riva. But in all reality, it's turned into a big thing. You know, the food pantry, we service about 200 to 300 families a week on a weekly basis.
Wow.
We're all volunteers and it's about 2 hours that we're open. And so we've got it down where we know we can service about 100 to 150 in 30 minutes. It costs a lot of money, obviously. So all the support that we can get, send us an email, suli@knockanddropiowa.org. Visit our website.
Let's talk about the cultural impact here. You know, a lot of Native and Indigenous communities in the U.S. talk about food as medicine. And then you have, you know, our Latino communities, Latinx communities talking about food as culture, connection, identity. This is not just meeting that need for food, but we're learning about each other. You know, we're breaking bread together.
Yes. And that's what I tell people is, you know, if you're going to donate to us, you have to think, what would you eat? Because it should be an uplift.
Yes.
It shouldn't be that you come through and you're looked down upon. Because, you know, for our community, kids are used to eating fresh home cooked meals from mom. You know, fresh homemade tortillas, arroz con frijoles, chorizo y huevo, you know. And so when they go to
hungry.
So when you go to a food pantry and, you know, not that it's bad, but, you know, for our community, it's difficult when you receive a boxed food or canned food and that's not what you're used to. I get it. There's a need, but we have to also make it an uplift where children can eat what they're used to. There should be no reason why a child goes to sleep with an empty stomach. We had stories of children sending me messages and saying, before we met you, Suli, we ate our cereal with water. And that really broke me. That was one of the reasons why I started it, because I couldn't believe that we live in the U.S. and children are going to sleep empty, with their stomach empty, or their cereal with water.
For families that need your assistance, where can they find you?
So basically, we are located at Franklin Junior High, 4801 Franklin Avenue. They can follow us on Facebook or at our website, and there's ways of them donating or coming in if they're needing assistance. We no longer take food to the home. We actually have an actual space. Everything is in Spanish. You'll hear the Spanish music in the background, salsa, bachata, merengue, because we want to make it as uplifting and as comfortable it can be for so many families.
And you know, our food brings us all together. For people that want to donate, get involved, contribute in some way, real quick before we go, how do they connect with you?
They can go to knockanddropiowa.org, all spelled out, or email me at Suli, Z-U-L-I, @knockanddropiowa.org.
I love it. Building community through food, culture, and not just, I'm not going to eat this, you know, send it over to the food bank. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Thank you.
Great to have you.
Thanks for the invitation.
More to come.